Welcome to another episode of the Ravi Nadar show. Today we have an amazing guest who was IT professional turned into a fitness entrepreneur, founder of Men's Fitness Community. He has featured in 15 plus interviews, media appearance, articles, and also recently featured in the Successful Male magazine, who is men's lifestyle coach, speaker, and author. Please help me welcome none other than Ronak Vora. Ronak, happy to have you in my show. How are you doing, man?
Thank you, Ravi, for this lovely introduction, and it's pleasure to be here with you. I'm doing fantastic in this amazing weather, blessed, and I hope you are rocking as usual with your
Yes,
Ravinadar show.
absolutely.
I'm seeing
Yes.
your journey. It's amazing to be here today.
Thank you so much, Ronak. And it is wonderful to have you in my show as well. Now, Ronak, like I have seen your journey, okay, like and definitely the working out and everything. Every now and then, if I have to go to social media, I can easily see, like every now and then you are there, like motivating us, like doing those fitness workout. Not only that, but also helping in towards like how the mind body connection as well. So, give us a small brief introduction about the journey of who you were before to who you are right now as a men's lifestyle coach, Ronak.
So I started my journey as from a humble family, raised by two great parents, and I was a child, so I did not have the courage, the confidence while I was growing up. Because I was a minority, meaning that I was short in height, the stature was very tiny, very skinny, and that led to having a weak self-image, not building
Mhm.
the inner traits. And I realized that as I was growing up, that was my early childhood days, and I've had to deal with trauma, depression, even suicidal. Right, I have been speaking about it on these interviews now because as men we want to suppress a lot, correct? That's a stigma. But when you suppress, you cannot reach to your potential. So that's how I have been, and I kept asking for questions, to God, to universe, to myself, and I was on a quest to find the answers. That why am I raised this way? Why these problems? And I started working out in the gym because I was listening to this, videos back in 2012, 2013, 9 years from now.
Mhm.
This Arnold,
Yes.
people who were inspiration to us, Arnold, and there was people like Jack and a lot of people, who are not very famous now because these influencers, so called, have taken over. But those are the actual legends, who I used to look up to, Michael Jordan and everyone. So I understood that, when you work on yourself, something called
Mhm.
as self improvement will help
Mhm.
you to find your true version. You will help you to get the answers you're looking for. And because I was trashed and called out by these bullies in school and colleges, I did
Mhm.
not find any other way. So I started working out in the gym. I kept seeing progress. I worked out, I looked in the mirror. Yes, I was getting progress. My biceps were bulging out and everything was looking good, right? And being a vegetarian, being a pure vegetarian, a Jain, a Gujarati, it was
Mhm.
difficult. People told me, Ronak, nahi hoga tumse, it's going to be very tough. How are you going to do it? You need protein, you need eggs, and that. I said, let me prove you wrong, my friend. You sit back and watch my journey. And it's been 9.5 years now. That's how it all started, by just one day entering into the gym, watching videos repeatedly, putting every rep day after day, not quitting, telling my friends, no, I can't come for parties today. I cannot come out and hang out with you. I had to say no to a lot of dates with hot women because I was busy
Mhm.
working with on myself. And that's how I transitioned to finally found an answer that, okay, Ronak, this is your passion. You are doing it and you are helping people, you are making an impact. People are asking you for tips and techniques, all of that. There is some substance to this, right? That was my inner intuition, hum bolte na, calling, something of
Yes.
that sort.
Mhm.
And I was in my IT job because a Gujarati family would never allow you to become a fitness trainer or to pursue something in fitness which is so different from how the Gujaratis have or the culture is, right?
Mhm.
And I was a very stubborn child from childhood. I was like, I will do it. no matter what happens, I'm not going to listen to anyone. And so that's how it was been. And I got my IT job in 2018. I quit that IT job because I realized this is not
Mm-hmm.
something I really love. Because, again, being a
Yeah.
Gujarati, you don't like to really work for someone else.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So, man, this is not working for me. So what do I do now? Questions,
Mm-hmm.
I was on my bike rides, going to places, just sitting quiet and observing and thinking, what do I do? Kya karu main? That will bring me money, that will bring me joy, that will bring a service to the mankind, right? Because I realized
Mm-hmm.
this, that it was not just about me, it's
Mm-hmm.
about something bigger. And I found the answer that, okay, Ronak, your passion is fitness, you are helping people, you know what to do, you learn the science, you know what it takes. Why don't you start teaching it? Why don't you
Mm-hmm.
start becoming a coach? So I quit my job in 2018. I got some good certifications from good organizations in the India and abroad. I learned the
Mm-hmm.
science, I learned the practical, the theory, and I started
Mm-hmm.
working with clients internationally, Indian, everyone. Now I have clients around the globe, and that's how I figured that, okay, I need to build my business around fitness, but that was also too vague, because you're not solving a specific problem for a specific audience. Then I went
Mm-hmm.
more deeper. That business terms, it's called micro niche, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I went on understanding, okay, Ronak, why, whom do you really want to help? Like, whom do you really resonate with? Ask
Mm-hmm.
yourself, and the answers always came from within. Like, I was a man not having confidence, shamed because of my low body confidence, low self image, all of these issues. And I
Mm-hmm.
was seeing everywhere there were men who were obese, overweight, not having the right
Correct.
control of their fitness, their lifestyle, their thoughts, their habits. Everything
Yes.
was all over the place because they were
Mm-hmm.
chasing money, and money was running away from them. Even their health was running away from them. So I
Yes.
thought, why not I build something that will help men in all the four quadrants, that is physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how this whole journey, started, and now it's onwards and upwards. So
Thanks
thank you
for
for
sharing
asking.
that. That was like the entire journey, which I can see my own flashback when you said that when you started working out rigorously, like watching that, especially Arnold, right? Even I used to see the pumping iron, especially the videos,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
pumping iron movie.
yeah, pumping iron, then Ronnie Coleman, those kind of
Ronnie, all those bodybuilders, right?
motivational.
Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Phil Heath, man,
Yes.
those were the true inspiration.
Great. Great. Now, what was the biggest turning point in your life that has actually shaped you completely? Definitely, these were some of the things which was going around like through your journey. But what if I have to ask you the biggest things which actually shaped you, and that was the biggest turning point in your life? What was that?
Hmm. So for that, I would like to add, Ravi, that the biggest turning point was to come to an understanding that life is not just meant to be, you know, chasing pleasures, desires, and paying bills. It's
Hmm.
something greater, because we are here for a short term, right? No one knows what's the expiry date that we all have.
Absolutely, yes.
We don't really think about it, but lately I've been thinking a lot about the meaning, that why are we doing what we're doing.
Hmm.
So it came to my understanding that we are here for a short period of time, right? What's the best I can do for myself and for society, for the nature, I would say, because I am sent here for some kind of a purpose, on a special mission, I would say. Right? When you
Yes.
see an army man, he goes for a mission, he does that, and he comes back. He
Hmm.
either dies doing that, or he either wins and come back to his, home ground. Right? So that's how I have conditioning myself. That here, this is a mission. This is a game. I play it like a game. You win,
Hmm.
you lose. That's okay. No expectations, no attachments, and you will be happy. Right? So that was a turning point where I understood that the true, the introspect a man needs to do, and revolves around masculinity. That's what fascinates me, because I was completely alien with this term called as masculinity. What is masculine energy? What is this alpha male? What's this beta
Hmm.
male? all of that stuff. But because I have lived that part in the younger days when I was a beta male, I was not really able to express myself, live
Mm-hmm.
all the way out, and not caring what society or anyone tells me. They mock me, it doesn't affect me anymore. My emotion doesn't get stirred even a bit. So I realized that, okay, this is how you want to live your life. And once I started learning psychology, the masculinity and everything, that was a turning point. I realized there is much more,
Yes.
right? And you cannot make a change anywhere in the world if you can't make a change within you. So all the time I'm always working on myself, my inner traits, my inner game, my self belief, my my understanding towards truth. Because when I make a change within, only then I can make a change outside.
That's correct. And it's not only about the fitness, because many of them, they might be thinking, no, it is just about all about exercise and only working out. No, it's beyond that. It all
Yeah.
starts with the inward. Like you said, you worked on your, like, the conditioning, the beliefs, or maybe the confidence level. That is how, and that is just, fitness is just a part. That is what I can say. And great, like, people like you, who is not only focusing on that one particular thing, but holistically as a lifestyle, you are like helping those men, and especially who are obese and who are lacking confidence. Great. Now help us understand, Ronak, like how can, like, what is the current situation of men, especially after pandemic, the emotional and mental health when it comes to a fitness.
So what I'll tell you here is, Ravi, even before the pandemic, men in general, because I only cater to them, and I'm passionate about solving the problem with men. Even before the pandemic, they were, doing okay in their emotional state and their health state, right? There were people
Mhm.
who used to go to the gym, who used to work out and used to keep themselves fit. But once the pandemic hit, and pandemic just not hit on their working style, that they work from home. No, the
Mhm.
pandemic had a much more bigger impact on their emotions,
Mhm.
their communications, their friends, family, loved ones. All of that was, I would say, hurt somewhere, because we were stopped going out. There was no communication. There was no personal meetups. And as humans, right, we are social creatures. We want to spend out time with people in, in physical reality,
Mhm.
not just behind the screens. Correct? Humans are conditioned that way, and we always seek for meaning, connection. But because of this pandemic, that I don't really believe in, that it's true or not, I still have doubt on COVID, but let's not go there. But yes, that was when that happened, right? All the men, because they have been told ki suppress your emotions, bolo
Mhm.
mat, don't cry, don't do this and that,
Yes,
right? Again, crying is not wrong, but only crying and not doing anything about it is wrong.
that's
And
correct.
let your tears out, man. It's an emotion, right? Let it flow, but do something about it. People cry, crib, and like they wonder, look at the skies. "Arey, kyun ho raha hai aisa mere saath? Why am I doing this? Why is life happening to me?" It's not going to solve your problem, man. You gotta face the reality as well, you know. And yeah, I mean that's when this whole depression rate was above the roof, right? If you look at the chart statistics, um, all over the globe, the suicide rate, the depression rate of men are much higher, soaring high than women, right? There are suicidal cases of farmers, and farmers are men, because they live in the small villages outside somewhere, and they have no clue about speaking, communicating, expressing, or channeling, their emotions and anything. The only way that they know is, if I die, everything will be problem will be solved.
Hmm.
No, that's not
It
going to solve the
was.
problem, right? So as humans, we have kind of failed on a fundamental level, and that's this pandemic realized us the ugly truth about who we really are. Can we really live with ourselves inside home, trapped 10 hours? Can we
Hmm.
face our own demons? Can we face our own anger, our own, this emotion that we go through every day? stress, anxiety, anger. Can we sit with it? No, we cannot. And we look for pleasure, chasing pleasure, Netflix, ordering food, all of this. I read this quote, interesting quote, in one of the podcasts I was listening to. If you really want to know a man on how emotionally strong and stable he is, put him in a room and observe how quietly and silently he stays there without doing anything.
Yes.
Most of us,
That's
we cannot sit idly. We are always in pursuit of something.
hmm.
Always. We can't really sit and just be. And this has been the state, in the pandemic, as you asked me. We have been exposed to our own insecurities. We have been exposed of our own inner conflicts. जिनको resolve
Hmm.
नहीं किया था हमने. We are putting layers on that with technology, with good clothes, with good cologne, with good perfume, with good vacations.
Hmm. That's correct. Like we have seen our true self, and when we saw our true self, we are not able to handle our true self,
That's very rightly said.
right? And also, I can see like you said that especially people like especially men, they think that men should not cry or men don't cry. What would you like to like do you like to highlight, is it okay meant to cry or it is not to okay to cry? Because for me it is absolutely fine, because even we are a human being, right? And it is absolutely men should cry. Why men should not cry? But you said one thing which is very right is, yes, after crying what you're doing, that is very much important. It's not only about cry, 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 that's it. But what you're doing, are you taking that ownership to move forward, or are you taking like just crying and grieving about it?
That's right. And what happens is here, Ravi, we kind of accept someone else's truth, and we kind of believe that's ours. Okay, I'll
Yes.
take an example. Let's say if you're saying on the show, okay, Ravi, you're saying I cry, and let's say I say something that it's different, right? I say that it depends on the person. If he
Correct.
accepts in his belief system that it's okay to cry, he may cry.
Mhm.
And if in my belief, I feel that crying is not really my thing, that's okay as
Mhm.
well.
Yes.
We kind of not analyze or dissect the truth of why crying is okay for Ravi and why crying is very different for Ronak, right?
Correct.
People don't really dissect the own truth that resonates with themselves. With themselves, what we do is we kind of do things that either is in the sense of seeking validation, that okay, this guy has told not to cry, that guy on internet is very tough and strong, he's saying men should not cry, and that will you will adopt that philosophy,
Yes.
correct? But that's a very, that's not original.
Hmm.
Why you would not wear my clothes, I would not wear your clothes, it would not fit me. So why would you take someone else's belief or someone else's thought or someone else's philosophy and adopt it as yours? All I'm saying is that find your own truth. If you feel like crying, do it. But understand the truth is, crying is not going to solve your problem. You may cry the entire day, looking at the skies, having a cup of coffee, and crying, cribbing about your friends, telling, "Hey, I'm not feeling good, man. I feel like crying." It's not going to solve your problem. So you have to understand the ground reality. The truth is, so crying is okay. You may cry the entire day, but what will it take to really solve the problem from the root?
Absolutely. Yeah. Very well said, Ronak, because that is what like just taking someone else's opinions or listening to someone in social media, especially today in this distraction world, that someone has said not to cry, or maybe some ladies has said it doesn't look good if a men cry, and they start thinking that when they cry or let out that emotions, they think that they are weaker, but it is not that way. So thanks for like sharing that. Now, how can men overcome the procrastination for working on their fitness level? Like
I
how can
would like to
they?
add one thing here, Ravi.
Yes,
I think we lost the connection. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yes.
So I would like to add here one thing is that today there is so much of unwanted opinions, unwanted chatter, unwanted advices from men, from women who have not really lived the life. What I mean by that is, if a woman is saying something about men, I wouldn't believe her because she has not been in my skin, in my soul, in my toes. She doesn't know what men really go through, right?
Yes.
And when women say something, and most of these women, okay, I'm not against women because being a men's coach, uh, I get this hit that you are, Ronak, you are very misogynist, you are very sexist, you're this and that. I say, wait, listen to me before you make conclusions, right? There are thousands of um, charities, universities, coaches and everything, kiddie parties for women, catered to women, catered for women. Men are always left behind, isn't it? There are no kiddie parties or some social happenings for men. What men do is they go and go to the club and get drinks and get wasted. But that's not really a way to express or to live, have meaningful connections or have a meaningful, state.
Mm.
So what I'm trying to say is that women who come to me, who accuse me of saying are often haven't understood what are the fundamentals of masculinity, femininity, or generally about life. They are also living or on someone's borrowed philosophy,
Yes.
and then they want to act like a empowering woman, right, who wants to have the her say. That's how it's been. And women and people do not have the consciousness, the awareness
Hmm.
of what's really true, what's really not true. They can't differentiate, and they accept, hi, yeah, she's saying it right, he's saying it right.
Hmm.
And they become puppets. The things I'm speaking might not like by someone, but that's okay. I'm not here to get liked. I want to speak the truth.
Absolutely. Very well said, Rona. Now, how can a man overcome the procrastination for working on their fitness level? Not only fitness when it comes to physically, but also mentally. And how can they be disciplined, especially every day?
Okay, so what you're trying to ask is how can they overcome the procrastination to get more discipline in their life?
Yes.
I'll
Not
say
only
one,
towards the fitness, but also mentally, because that is also very much important.
absolutely. Um, I'd like to add here is it all starts and it ends with only one thing. That's
Mhm.
behavior. If your behavior hasn't changed, if you're trying to just use the tips, tricks, techniques from internet to overcome discipline, to overcome procrastination, it's not going to help you. It's not going to do anything
Yes.
until unless you don't change yourself as a person. You don't change your behavior. You don't
Mhm.
become the person, right? If you don't change your identity. So Ronak, 2 years ago, had a different identity, had a different belief, had a different behavior. Okay, I did not look for ways or tips. I worked my way through principles, strategies, the frameworks. Okay, why do I need to be more disciplined? So I'll give you a fundamental here for people who are listening. If you want to solve anything, okay, anything in general, go to the very root level of that. Dissect, 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 and dissect. Troubleshoot. When your PC gets stuck, what does
Mhm.
Windows show? Troubleshoot, which means he looks at every nook and corner and then he gives you a solution. Okay, here are a few solutions that you might consider, Mr. User. So blindly chasing something, or blindly trying to be disciplined is not will not really help you anywhere. Okay, so first identify the root cause. Why do you want to be more disciplined? And be, have those behaviors. Okay, example, if let's say you want to be more disciplined because you want to hit the gym daily. Okay, that's one example.
Yes.
So What are the behaviors? Sleeping on time, 10:30, 11 p.m., so that you can wake up at 7 a.m. and you can go daily. That's one behavior trait, right? So look for traits, behavior change. Don't look for tips. Or how do I build discipline? You can watch the tips all day long, every day. It's not going to do
Mm.
anything if you don't change your behavior. I hope that's making sense.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
really want the user to, your viewers, your audience to think. Because if I also start giving prescriptions, it's not going to help them. Prescriptions are all around the world. They have millions of YouTube videos, techniques, and ebooks that tells the same thing.
Yes,
So change your behaviors, change your behavior and troubleshoot and find the root cause.
absolutely. Now, what do you think, like, what actually stops people for taking that action when it comes to, like, maybe that fitness, like working out or maybe exercising daily? What are that limiting beliefs they have which is actually stopping them? Maybe, like, if you can highlight like two to three limiting beliefs which for especially men, because men, like, after getting married, like, they have a lot of excuses. So
Yeah.
what do you think, what are the limiting beliefs actually it is stopping them?
The limiting beliefs are from the childhood, because they have never lived this life, or the
Mhm.
lifestyle they want to live now. So there's a lot of conditioning or programming that has told them that you are not meant to do this. This is not for you. You are meant to
Mhm.
eat, travel, and die. Okay, and now all of a sudden, once their belly fat is going out, once they're getting obese, they are now thinking, "Oh God, I need to do something about my health." But their mind hasn't been conditioned this way ever. They've
Yes.
always run an anti-fit program in their mind,
Mm.
right? So that's the first belief I wouldn't say belief, but that's the first conditioning, that they need to look at their past behaviors again. Coming out to the behavior, their behavior was very different 2 3 years from now. So go out, hang out, eat all day long, have no control, no discipline. That is why it has led them to this state today, right? Second, putting it very simply, is that they think, I don't get time, I'm very busy. Again, I mean, show me one man today who is really sitting with himself, not distracted by technology, and really sitting and asking the questions to find the answers. Show me one man. It's so
Absolutely.
difficult to do that, because
Yes.
on an everyday basis, I counsel, I advise, I talk to so many people on social media. I get phone calls, I get emails. They are all over. Men are all over the place, and the mind is really not helping them achieve anything. Mind is our own creation, and we have structured our mind that is, it has becoming our enemy, not our friend.
Mm.
We have conditioned our mind to help us, right? That's what we believe here. I'm going to work on my mind, but your mind has already been structured in a way that's not going to serve you. So you're going to detach yourself from the mind and really sit, analyze, and let the ultimate source, the nature source, or the ultimate source, the ultimate source of intelligence, let that flow through you. So that's our limiting beliefs. I would say that the conditioning that's from the childhood, their mind is not conditioned to function that way, right? That's why it's always about the mind, conquering the mind, because there is immense chatter going every day inside the mind. Are you literally listening to your thoughts? What are the thoughts you're getting?
Mm.
Nobody gives a shit about that. Anything comes up, we immediately get our phone and we escape. We want to escape from that turmoil that's going inside. We don't have the strength to address that. If you're not addressing it, if you're just putting layers, you're gonna remain the same way.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's very brutal for some people to hear. Like, Ronak,
Mhm.
you're bashing us, but I'm just giving you truth.
That's correct. And absolutely, instead of looking to our own thoughts and listening to our inner voice, what we are doing is we are ending up to listening someone else's opinions and thoughts, what they want to say and what they have to do, but we never listen to our own self.
That is why, we are always stopping. We are becoming our own barrier to weight
Yeah.
loss, to more money, to achieving
Mhm.
success, anything in life. We are, I wouldn't say we, the mind, because the body follows the mind. The
Mhm.
mind is not conditioned the way the body will not do it. Right? This is a CPU. This is your CPU. Whatever instructions you feed here will flow down. So, what instructions are we putting? What kind of content are we watching? What kind of food are we eating? It all
It
in the
all
beginning,
matters
it
a
all
lot.
matters.
Yes.
Yes, it all matters.
Yes. Now, what are the signs, like, if I have to ask Ronak, like, what are the signs you can say for especially as men, like, it's time to, like, to work on their body or fitness level. It doesn't matter, like, mentally or fitness. What are the signs when they see? For example, one of the signs is, like, they are too obese. Yes, they can still control. Like, it's time to, like, look at and to the inner self, or like, maybe, or start thinking about it. Okay, what is that something I can do which can be in control tomorrow? So similarly, what all are the other signs which people can recognize easily, and they can think, okay, this is something, like, I need to start taking care of, I'm not fit actually.
I'll tell you one thing, Ravi. Everyone knows that they are unfit at some level. They know
Mhm.
that. Deep down,
Mhm.
they all know. They don't require signs.
Mhm.
They all know deep down कि yes यार मुझे कुछ करना है. I need to do
Yes.
something to work on my things because your intuition is telling you always.
Mhm.
For some people, intuition has gone literally because, again, as I said, coming back, they are not spending enough time with themselves in silence.
Mhm.
They want to get distracted. They can't really handle themselves, right? When you start doing that, you will automatically get immense intuition, right? So one sign again would be, you're getting tired easily, right? As a
Mhm.
working professional man, let's say you are 30 plus, you are getting aged, right? Your hormones are getting, not supporting you anymore. Your body is getting weaker because of your old habits, unhealthy living. You don't have the strength and energy now. So one sign would be you getting tired easily. Second sign would be your knee starts to pain. You're having joint ache, which is again
Mhm.
reflecting back to your vitamin deficiency. Because today you don't get vitamin D, you don't expose yourself in sun, right? When was the last time you or me we went out in the sun and like really sat for 10-15 minutes? It's very difficult,
Mhm.
correct? We are spending our times in cabins or in AC. We are having the food that is packed. That's how our life has lifestyle has been becoming, right? So not getting enough vitamin D or sunlight, that will cause the joint pain. Second is not really what did I touch upon? So I don't rehearse these things, right? They all come to me with intuition. So the first thing is, of course, the joint pain. Second is that you will get the less of energy within you. You'll not feel energetic, and because
Mhm.
of that, you will then resort to coffee. Energy nahi ho rahi hai. Let me drink some coffee.
Mhm.
We are not really solving the problem from root again, right?
Mhm.
When you solve from the root, everything is solved. Let's say cancer is, now there are a lot of researchers that says cancer is treated now, can be treated with holistic medicine, right? There's a treatment. You don't need to do chemo and all of that. Yes, that's also there, but there are other ways that your body can heal itself. Right food, right environment, right kind of belief system, and everything. There are also researchers that says that um, there was a this one in back in I think 2000, there was an
Mhm.
army camp, okay, and one of the um, player has been shot in the army, and doctor took him to the camp base camp, okay, and he got shot bullet, and doctor told him the bullet is no not there anymore. It has been taken out, and the bullet was taken out, and it is not there anymore. And he was under the impression that if I get hit by a bullet, I will die immediately. But doctors kept him saying that the bullet has been taken out, which was taken out, and there is nothing left, and you will survive.
Hmm.
Guess what? Survived. It's called placebo.
Yes. So
There
it's
are a lot
all
of
about the game of
yes
mind.
again. Yes. It's all about mind. I mean, people know this. Everybody knows everything. That yes, it's mind, it's mindset, it's mindset. But what are you really doing about the information? I mean, it's as simple as you know um, having the information everywhere, but you still
Mhm.
being blind to it,
Yes, that's
right?
correct.
You know that your burger is gonna make you fat. Oh yes, I know it's unhealthy. I'll still eat it.
But still, I want to eat it.
Yeah.
Yes. So from burgers, like I got
Ignorance.
one
It comes to
question.
ignorance again. We don't like to address the real issues because we are scared.
Yes.
So
Yeah. So from burgers, like I got to I got one question which would be like helping our audiences. So especially like people think that if I have to integrate fitness as a lifestyle, then that means the lifetime I don't have to eat pizza, burger, or anything. So as you as a men's lifestyle coach, I want to ask you like, is that how it works, or there is also something which is called as a cheat day?
right. So I teach this to my clients as well, and I practice this myself. We do not practice something as cheat days. This
Mm-hmm.
again, these cheat days concept have been introduced from bodybuilders
Mm-hmm.
because they are on a very strict diet.
Yes,
Okay, because they have to play competition. They are in a sport which requires them to look absolutely the best.
correct.
So they cut down on carbs. They eliminate their fats. They just eat protein and fibrous veggies, very
Mm-hmm.
limited carbs,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how. So because of all these, your mind, your hormones gets fucked up, right? Pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have something called as cheat day, gives you a dopamine kick. Your hormones are again normal. You feel good, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why the cheat days are doing. But nowadays, people again, as I said, right, they just look at the surface level information, half knowledge, and they
Mm-hmm.
accept it as the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't even know what cheat days are. They don't even exercise, and they tell, "Arey, aaj cheat day hai mera." I mean, like, do
Yes.
you even know what that means, right? So cheat days are not something that are meant to follow up people like you and me, or general population. It's not really required. Cheat days are usually for people who are on a very very strict diet, who has a
Mm-hmm.
competition or some kind of sport or some kind of photo shoot, something, right? That's when cheat days are usually used. But cheat days, can be are okay, as I said. But I don't give my clients cheat or don't eat pizzas or don't eat this and that. We have to again. They have been brought up eating that kind of food, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we make sure that we are eating a good nutrition, which requires your complete. You eat pizza, you eat burgers, yes, that's fine. But on the next day, how do you manage it? So you don't
Yes.
have to overboard your calories. Let's say your calorie mark is at 2,000 calories. It's okay if you
Mm-hmm.
eat 2,200 calories someday. Next day you eat 1,800 calories. You balance that. It's always striking a balance, right? Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, I was going through your profile, and this is something which I got to know about yeah. So I was just going through from the profiles and everything, and I can see like you have you actually implement something which is called as an MBA system, which you actually teach others. So could you talk about that, which is an MBA system and how it is and everything?
definitely. So as I said, right, it's all about the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And the medicine that I practice and I teach my client, that's my system that I work with, is
Mm-hmm.
mind, body, and attitude. So I'll just
Mm-hmm.
give you a quick preview to people who are
Yeah, you
listening.
can just give a 1 minute
Yeah,
version so that
yeah.
yeah.
So mind, it's about conquering the mind. Okay,
Mhm.
understanding why are you procrastinating? Why do you feel lazy? Right?
Mhm.
Why have you become indisciplined? Why
Mhm.
is your behavior like an unfit person?
Mhm.
If you do not change your behavior, your thought patterns, your mind programming, you would never achieve the weight loss or anything, really six
Mhm.
pack or anything, right? So you first work on the mind. You remove
Mhm.
the bad old reprogramming that has been fed to you. You find your
Mhm.
truth. You find the new way of living. That's one.
Mhm.
Once that happens, the mind is fed with the right information and the right things. The body will
Mhm.
follow that, right?
Yes.
Once the mind supports that, okay, Ronak is meant to be healthy, or Ronak is meant to work out now, Ronak is
Mhm.
meant to go to the gym every day, the body will
Mhm.
automatically go. You don't have to put an effort. You don't have to like
Yes.
drag yourself out. It will happen with ease.
Mhm.
And the body, when in what happens in body, right? You work on your daily movement. There are
Mhm.
exercises that you do. You
Mhm.
feed yourself with right nutrition, right? As I
Mhm.
said, I'm a practitioner of holistic nutrition, and I
Mhm.
prefer to go vegetarian or vegan. I do not endorse or promote, eating non-veg. You don't really need that,
Mhm.
right? So that's the body thing. That your daily movement, your workouts, your nutrition, your recovery. How well you're
Mhm.
recovering, how well you're sleeping. People these days don't even get complete sleep because the time they are home, they're on their cell phones watching Netflix. So
Yes.
again, coming back to the old question, behavior. Look at your behavior, right? So the mind, the body, and when you work on these two things, your attitude as a person, your outlook, your aura will change on a drastic whole new level. So that's the whole, MBA system. If you want to know more, you can always visit or get in touch with me on Facebook, Instagram. I talk about these things and make content on these topics.
Definitely. So, but thanks for sharing that MBA system. Now, how can someone get in touch with you? Like, I know like you are all over the place in social media. What would like, people, how they can get in touch with you, like, one-on-one consultation if they want to get in touch with you?
Right. So people are wondering who I'm talking to. So there was someone on my door knocking. So
Mhm.
so I'm
Yeah.
not all over the place. Just to correct you, I'm not all over the place. I choose to preserve my energy now, because
Mhm.
earlier I thought always thought that um, uh, I always thought that, okay, I need to do this and that, as people tell us opinions of
Mhm.
everyone. I was also
Mhm.
buoyed by the opinion, okay, you need to do all these things, you need to speak and flatter the people and everything. I stopped
Mhm.
doing that, because
Mhm.
again, I'm very selective in the clients I work with. I'm very
Mhm.
selective in the clients I coach, because
Mhm.
I believe that my energy, my time,
Mhm.
my resources
Mhm.
are very limited.
Yes.
I can only invest with someone who is really incongruent with me. But if you ask me how can people get in touch, I am on Instagram, I am on Facebook, I'm also on LinkedIn, but I'm most active on Instagram and Facebook. My team handles the LinkedIn part, which I don't really go much in,
Mhm.
and that's about me, Ravi. That's how people can find and learn through my content, which talks about masculinity, mindset, and lifestyle.
Great.
From
Thank you so much for sharing that, Ronak. And yes, like it's already been like around like 40 to 45 minutes, and I know for sure like our audience was able to get like a lot of thoughts when it comes to fitness. It's not only about working out or doing that push-up. It also like your mind also what you feed in your mind, that is also important. So thank you so much for coming to the show, Ronak, and it was just like wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Ravi. It was a great time discussing with you, and I hope the audience find really insights from this, and they take and implement those insights. So thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you.